Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we're going to put together our 2D shapes and our 3D forms. And so we're going to talk about thumbnails, or we can call them sketches. Kind of the same thing. They're like little pictures of this stuff. Okay, so you're in your sketchbook. So see how I've changed to a sketchbook. You could have it like this, or you could do it like this. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just going to keep it like this. And so then what I want you to do is to divide up your paper into 4 large squares. And an easy way to do that would basically be to go down the middle and draw a line, and then draw a line over here in the middle. So it kind of looks like a big window. If you're one of those people that wants your lines to be super straight, you can use a ruler to help you out. If you don't have a ruler, look, you can take out another piece of paper from your sketchbook and you can fold it in half, and then you've created a ruler. It's a little bit flimsier, but it works the exact same way. It may not be as big as my sketchbook, but that's okay. I can do a little bit, and then I can move it down and do that. All right, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. And so in each of these squares, I'm going to create its own sketch or thumbnail. Okay, so the first 4 of these are going to be comprised of 2D shapes. Okay, so we kind of, in the previous video, we talked a little bit about focal point, emphasis, rule of thirds, and we kind of already made kind of like these little pictures in that example. So this is kind of basically what we're about to do again, but now we're doing it in our sketchbook. All right, so the same idea. So again, if you wanted to, is you could remember the rule of thirds and divide up that square 3 ways vertically and horizontally. And then you're like, okay, where do I want my focal point or my emphasis to be? Maybe I want it over here. So, and right now we're still working with shapes. And we're going to be mixing your geometric and organic shapes. And I kind of did that in all these too, but I didn't really talk about it. So, you know, this one's organic. These are geometric. So we're mixing them together. Okay, I just didn't really talk about it. All right, so now again, I'm just going to make a picture with 2D shapes. And I'm thinking about these rule of thirds. I'm thinking about symmetry, asymmetry, if I want to do that. And also what I'm thinking about is having my objects or my shapes touch the edge of like the border, like the sides, okay? I don't just want everything. Remember that previous one we talked about, we don't want our shapes to just be floating in the middle. That's really, really boring. Maybe I want to have another blob come out of that one. Maybe I'll do another spiky thing. Maybe I'm starting to think I have enough happening. Maybe do something like that. Oh wait, so I have organic. I have a lot of organic, and I do have some geometric. Maybe I want a little bit more geometric, so maybe I want to add maybe some diamonds just to kind of balance it out. So what do I have happening here? I have things that are touching the edge on several places. I have big shapes, kind of medium shapes, and then I have small shapes, okay? So, and then I have shapes that are overlapping, all right? So you need to think about those things too when you're doing this. You need to think about touching the edge, the size of your shapes, so different sizes, and then shapes that are overlapping, because then that kind of helps create depth. Kind of like this guy is closer to us and this guy's further away because he's underneath this big first blob. Okay, so let's do another one. I'll just go down here. So again, I could create my rule of thirds, or I don't have to, but maybe I have that in the back of my head. Maybe do something like this. Maybe now this time I want to create more like geometric shapes. So here I have like a lot of overlapping happening. I'm touching my edges already. I have maybe some smaller squares have broken off. Maybe they're trying to connect to this big one. I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go. Maybe now I want to have some softer organic shapes down here at the bottom. Maybe I want to have another one at the top to kind of balance it out a little bit more. Maybe I want to have some more squares over here. And I could be done. This would be more like asymmetry. You know, it's heavier over here, but then it's open right here, so they're balanced. And so I have overlapping. I have different sizes. I have medium, large, small, and then I have some stuff that's touching the edge over here. And then, so I've done 2, then you would do another one and another one of your own 2-dimensional shapes. So then at the end of this, you would have 4 different pictures of these 2D shapes.